Hey guys, PsyStarcraft here, bringing you the patch changes for patch number 15, and the most notable change has to do with the siege tank nerf, which is what I'm going to go over in the beginning of the video. I'll cover all the minor changes in the end of the video, but we have the tank being nerfed from 60 damage to 50 damage in siege mode, and while this is going to affect a lot more than what I'm going to display here, this is going to be like the most common application of this debuff. So let's get started. First of all, the tank will no longer three-shot other siege tanks. You'll see in 3 shots the tank still has 62 life. However, upgrades will change this kind of dynamic. So if the tank has 1 attack upgrade, let's say, then of course he will 3-shot the tanks now. But upgrades are going to do a lot of changing of the dynamic between the units. So we can't really rely too heavily on, oh, this nerf is going to do this to that unit. So let's reset the units, and let's see what it does to a roach, if we can get that siege upgraded. I'm still kind of learning this map. But to a roach with no upgrades, the tank having no upgrades, and if the roach actually has 1 armor upgrade, instead of 3-shotting a roach, which the tank would always do, the tank will now 4-shot a roach. See that? So if the roaches have 1 armor upgrade, which is very common, and if the tanks have no attack upgrade, which is also pretty common because a lot of Terran do neglect their factory or armory upgrades, roaches will actually die in 4 hits and will be a lot better counter to mech. And that is the reason siege tanks were nerfed, because they were so freaking strong in the mid to late game, especially against Zerg players. Hydra even complaining himself about how imbalanced the Terran army was with siege tanks. So it's also going to change how many shots it takes to kill a stalker. Again, this 60 to 50 threshold is quite a big deal, so it's going to take 4 shots instead of 5 shots. But of course, if the tank does have 1 upgrade, it is going to take 3 shots instead. And you guys can kind of do this math yourself. I'm just showing you some common situations. So 1, 2, 3 shots instead now. And with an upgrade, they can now 3-shot zealots as well. So very, very useful to get that first attack upgrade for your siege units. Otherwise it would have taken 4 shots to kill that zealot. Let's reset one more time, show you another example. Marines would normally die in 1 shot no matter what, regardless of any upgrades either unit had.
Research.
And of course 45 life with 50 damage, they're going to die in 1 shot here. But if you give the Marines the combat shield, they will actually survive a tank blast. So in TVT, maybe they'll be better meat shields or whatever. But if the tank has 1 upgrade, so you'll see survive that shot. If the tank has 1 upgrade, it'll bring it up to 55, killing a combat shield Marine in 1 shot. Unless, of course, that Marine had 1 armor. So you'll see there are lots of exceptions to everything here. And now the next couple changes had to do with the way units get their damage upgraded. So for example, the Thor, on his Javelin missile launchers, you would have noticed that with 1 upgrade, his damage would have gone up to 7, and his damage versus light would have gone up to 14. So +1 damage and then +1 to light as well with that upgrade. But they have changed that a little bit, and so now he just receives 1 flat damage. He will no longer receive a damage to light. You'll see each one of those just goes up by 1. So a little less effective later on against Mutalisks with full upgrades. They won't just slaughter everything in the air that is light, although they still do very, very well. Same upgrade for the Hellion as well. He would just receive 1 damage flat. He would no longer receive a damage to light units. So before that would actually be 9/16, now it's 9/15. And finally the Broodlord received a similar change. Instead of getting +3 damage with every upgrade, which would be more than 10%, he will now just receive +2, so 10%, so that was the wrong spire. 10% +2 damage, that's not going to be too significant. Neither will the Hellion or Thor change, just because the Broodlings are really what do the damage, and they're 9.5 range. And last change, besides Blizzard changing the way you get placed in matches, which was another change, the way you get placed in matches and the way you promote and demote, they fixed that system a little bit. They didn't say anything specific. But the Reaper's upgrade for the Nitro packs has been buffed in that it costs less. It is now 50/50 instead of 100/100. So I think what this means is we're going to see a lot less single Reaper harasses early game, you know, and we're going to see a lot more Pretty early game, 2 or 3 Nitro Reaper harasses. So that's going to be kind of cool. A lot of fun Reaper play, hopping up and down ledges. But that is it for patch 15 changes, guys. You saw the tank changes, and we've got some upgrade changes on the Hellion, Thor, and Broodlord, and cheaper Nitro packs. But sorry for not releasing this video sooner. I've had some people over lately, and it is coming close to the end of the beta, and I guess I'm losing a little bit of steam just because I know I won't be able to play StarCraft in a few days, so I just haven't been getting too many games in, but I'll try to get in a couple more commentaries before the end. That is it. Thanks for watching. Don't move your Ultralisk or it will die. Don't move your Ultralisk or it will fry. Look at my Ultralisk, he's not moving. I'm listening to the title of the game. Don't move your Ultralisk. Oh, I moved my Ultralisk. Kill some zombies. Oh no, there's so many. Blink, blink, I'm gonna die. Blink, blink, I'm gonna die. Don't move your Ultralisk. I'm not moving my Ultralisk. He is just sitting there. Oh no, I made a fight. Oh!